Hello friends, welcome to SeleniumPoint. My name is Harshal and I am going to teach you Selenium from scratch. So let's start with today's tutorial. It's about framework, automation framework. Here is the theory tutorial, SeleniumPoint automation framework. So before start to SeleniumPoint automation framework, let me explain you what is the framework exactly. So it has a basic definition like a test automation framework is a set of instructions and or protocols that need to be followed in order to automate the web application under test. It includes test data handling, coding standards, object repository, etc, etc. So like it's a basic definition. In a market we can see there are different frameworks available like data driven framework, keyword driven, hybrid driven. So like you can read out the theory over here. Instead let me explain you the SeleniumPoint automation framework, which is developed by me for you. It's very simple, has easy protocols, only core Java based. We are not integrating any third party like TestNG, JUnit. It's a simple, I can say, you can customize as per your need, and you can use for your own testing or your own company. Okay, so let's start with SeleniumPoint automation framework. What it exactly? So this is basic architectural diagram of SeleniumPoint automation framework. Let me explain you that. In this framework, it's a hybrid framework. We like integrated keyword driven and data driven both approach inside this framework. So there is one driver class which is a Java class which drive whole framework. That means once you just need to run the driver class. That's it. I mean, the ideal framework should be like once it is automated, once the test cases or test scripts has been automated, any manual tester should run the test cases without having or without prior any automation knowledge. So this is the driver class. Let me explain that. So what it do? It goes to the XLS, which is a test scenario.xls. It reads the browser to launch. It reads the test type. Test types are smoke testing, regression testing, or etc, etc, like functional testing. There are the different scenarios in test type, which test cases you need to launch, which test suits you need to launch. So those inputs come from XLS, which is nothing but a data driven approach. The test scenarios and the test data and the test assertions. Again, once the test cases has been launched, it pull the object repository for objects locators, which are IDs, XPath, CSS, and those repository maintained by framework itself. These are nothing but the Java classes, page object model. Each page has one class containing all the locators of that page. That's it. This is about locators, this is about the test data and the scenarios, and the configuration part of the framework. That configuration of the, if you want to set up this framework on your system, you have to configure, set the configuration.property file with your paths and all these things, like where the framework is on C drive or data. That's it. I will explain you that installation later. So once the test case has been launched or test case is running, it calls to the report generation file, report generation function, and it writes a report in Excel file. It log the log for debugging in a log file. Also, it captures the screenshot whenever it need. Like it has the screenshot functions. You call whenever you call it, get a screenshot and store at particular location of the framework. So it's pretty much simple basic approach. Like it's good to start. Indeed it has enhancement as well, but at first step or first glance it's good to start. Okay, so this is basic theory about the architecture of the framework, and these are the scenarios XLS. Like the driver reads the test case scenarios using the Excel test scenario.xls. Here it is. So one Excel has different tabs. Like one tab has one sheet has browser tab. So it contains the number of browsers having SNO keywords. Only one S at a time should be present. If it found S in front of Firefox, the Firefox will launch. Else if it found S in front of the Chrome will launch. Then once the browser launch, driver look for the test types, which test types that need to execute. Here are the different types, smoke test. So yes, here it is S. So it search for the smoke test tab in Excel, or smoke test sheet in Excel. So in that tab or in that sheet, we have included different scenarios, I mean different test cases, test suite name, test case name, in front of them SSS or no. Whatever test cases need to execute, you just have to put S keyword in front of in execute column, that's it. And the test cases which require the test data, you have to give it with the comma separated. Like this is registration test case requires this kind of data like name, mobile number, email ID, etc, etc. And the assertions, like once the user is registered, in next page it will find this assertion. Okay, so don't worry, I will explain you this practically with the same example, because whatever test cases you are seeing here come from this test website. So before explaining this part, let me show you how to set up this framework on your own system. Okay, let's start with this part. Prerequisites. It has, as I already told you, it's a basic core Java based framework. So it just need Java in your system or JDK install on your system. That's it, and the Eclipse or NetBeans, any editor that you like most. Okay, so once you have the JDK or Eclipse, let's start. Download the Selenium. The step one is obviously the download the framework, which is available on my website. Just click here for download, or you can download from here as well. So just click it, it will download the file. I already have this file, so I'm cancelling this. Just 20 or 30 MB file is there. Okay, once you download this file, let me show you. Here it is. The zip file will download SeleniumPoint automation framework. Just extract it. Once you extract the file, you will get this folder containing two folders, right? SeleniumPoint framework and SeleniumPoint framework repository. Open the first folder. You can see this is a simple Java project, which is nothing but the framework that you need to import in your Eclipse as a simple Java project. And this is a repository actually, which contains the browser's drivers which require to launch the browser, logs, result, and screenshots. Currently there is no any logs, no any result, and no any screenshot. And this is test scenario XLS, where you can put the S no keywords according to your logic. Okay, so these are the two folders, SeleniumPoint framework and SeleniumPoint framework repository. Just copy these two folders and paste in a C drive. I'm pasting it C drive because my configuration.property file is set according to C drive. If you want to paste this folder, or you want to use this framework in other than C drive, no worries, you can do that, but you just need to change the configuration.properties file once you import the project. So for time being, I have already pasted these two folders here, SeleniumPoint framework and SeleniumPoint framework repository. Now open Eclipse and import a Java project. Here it is, it has a new workspace, so just import. It's a simple Java project, so go to the just import existing project into workspace. Next, browse the project. So the project is in the C drive. SeleniumPoint framework, here it is. Just open it. Copy this project into workspace and finish it. That's it. You have successfully imported the project or framework, I can say. Here it is, configuration of properties file. If you it will need you in case of other than C drive. So here are the configurations, like all the paths, Excel path, and then the folder SeleniumPoint framework repository itself in a C drive. So the paths are like this. See, if you paste this folder other than C drive, obviously you need to change the path over here. And the log4j properties, here also the path is the same, C drive. Just two files you need to change if you have changed the drive. That's it. Okay, so let me show you the application on which I have written the test cases. So this is a test website. Our let's say task is write the two test cases. First test case is launch this application. It's a simple, just find element d.get driver.get and open the URL. This is first test case. And second test case is register a new user using the framework, using this framework. In earlier tutorials we have seen independent script, but now you have to see how it works with the framework, right? So let me start. So let me open the test scenario.xls first, which is present in SeleniumPoint repository. This is driving XLS, I can say, which drives the framework. According to SNO keyword, the test cases are launched. So I want to open in Firefox, so I just make S. If I want to open it on Chrome, I will do S here and no here, but no issue. I want to open it on Firefox. Let's keep it in. Test type. Here are different test types. For demo purpose, I just configured smoke test because if I put the S in front of smoke test, make sure that the smoke test has the same name and the same tab is present over here. Smoke test containing the test data and containing the test scenarios. If the test like functional test, it has a tab functional test. Test type regression 1, here is the regression 1, but it has no any scenarios yet. Smoke test has the scenarios. So likewise smoke test, yes, it will go to the smoke test. Then test suite name and test case name. So it has some rules, like I already told you that framework means what? It has predefined set of rules or protocols. In this framework, the rule is test suite name is the class name in Java. Test case name is the method name in Java. That means my first test case is open application URL, which means open the application which comes under this test suite. Let's say initiate application under test. Okay, so in Java, the test cases, in a framework, the test cases are written in under script package. So initiate application under test. So this is a class name. That means this is a test suite name. Inside this test suite, it has one method, open application URL. That means this is a test case. So open application URL is a method and this is a class. This is a test case name. Okay, and execute. Yes, I want to execute this, but it don't require any data. It just opening a URL. So it don't need data. It just driver.get my website URL. So QA environment. So all the URLs come from configuration.properties. You can like see here, I have already mentioned the application URL comes from the configuration property, the QA environment, dev environment, production environment, and in the Java class, here it is QA environment. It opens, then get the title. This is simple assertion type. Assert whether title is like this. If title is like this, the test case is passed, is false. And once it store a result in result variable, we are calling the report generation functions, and the parameter for the report generation functions are test suite name, test case name, and actual result. So it will write a result in new Excel file. Okay, then I am getting a screenshot for the same, and screenshot has one parameter which is name of the screenshot, which is I am passing the test case name. This is first test case. The second test case is what? Registering user. So it requires the name, mobile number, these fields, right? Name, mobile number, email ID, password, state, and hitting the submit button. So it comes to the user registration. Test suite, test case is a register new user. So create a new class. Create a new class, user registration. Inside that, register user. Register new user is the one method which is one test cases. It's not mandatory, or it's not that one class, only one class contain only one method. It can contain a different. It's as good as one test case, one test suite has different test cases. So you can see here the place order is one class, that is one test suite, which has different test cases: order camera, order bag, order car seat, etc., etc. So what for demo purpose you are looking for these two only. Okay, for user registration it requires data. So yes, I want to execute it, yes, and the data is like this is the data, right? So here it is, Harshal, the mobile number, and so let me change that data because this user already registered in my system. So okay, first demo, and the assertion is the same like my name, because in next page the registration name is appearing. Okay, email ID need to change because this email ID is already registered, demo2. That's it. This will register user and this will open the application. So these are the two test cases. Let me save this Excel. Okay, close the Excel. Okay, now it will open the application and it will register new user. Okay, we in a test cases, it's a simple Selenium test cases. Like application has already opened with the first test case. Now the second test case is registration. So you should directly start with entering the element in a username field. So simple driver.find element by ID. So these are the locators which come from the object repository over here. So let me show you that for this page, this is a login page. Login page has this is page object concept. In my case, I have mentioned I have created one Java classes for every page. For login page, this is simple class. In that class, I have mentioned all the locators, stored all these locators in a string, static string variable. So all the variables on this page, like locator for all these web element, text box, buttons, and checkbox, IDs, and all those things, we have mentioned over here, like stored in this way. Like IDs are here, names are here, link text are here, expert, there is no expert or CSS. So like this way, on home page like this way. Okay, so for writing a test cases, just get it, find element by login page.rname, that means the first name, send keys, the data of 0 means in XLS, let me show you again that for this test case user registration, it requires this data. So this has indexing. This is the array of data separated by comma. We are passing this with the argument, like reading the framework, reading the data with from this column and passing to the test cases. So it pass like a array in an array. So make a string array in test case. Here it is. Let me show you that this is a test case. So string of array data. So with this data it comes, you just give a string array here and data here. All the data comes in this array. Okay, so data of 0 means this, data of 1 means this, data of 2 means this. Same like assertion. You just need to assertion is this. So you can, if test case has multiple assertion, you can make it work with the comma separated like the data, right? So assertion, you have used here assertion of 0, that means that assertion. So this is simple test case, Selenium test case, and this is simple assertions like get page source once user has been registered, get page source contains that name or not, assertion 1, 0 is present or not, that's it. And the result file result function is called, and the screenshot is called. So let run this flows scenarios. Okay, how to run this? You don't need to go inside each test cases and run. You just run the driver class, that's it. Driver read the Excel according to yes no, it will launch the applications, right? So just run the driver class. Yes, it is running. Now it will launch the Firefox. Yeah, it has launched the Firefox. The first test case is running, which is opening the application. It is it's done. Now it will register a new user. Yeah, it has registered and the next page appeared. Okay, so that's it. So the execution stopped, that means it's done. So two test cases done. Now let's see the repository repo SeleniumPoint automation and go to the result folder. You can see the result file has been generated. You can see that each file is generating for every run with the timestamp. You can see it has 11:16, 11:17, and with the same timestamp it is generating the result file. Let's open it. Here it is. This is the result generated file. You can see the two test cases has been generated and both are the pass, right? The test suite name, test case name, and the pass. This is result file. Let me show you the log file. This is the log file. Yeah, log has been generated, like which test case is executing and which other test cases are executing and where it is at current step. Let's see the screenshots. Here it is about the first test case screenshot. Here it is the second screenshot. The screenshot will help in case of failure. Once that any failure occurs, it will take a screenshot. You just need to call that function in particular step in assertions or in catch block. Okay, so that's it, guys. This is pretty much simple framework. Just go in Excel, give your logic, just write your test suite, test cases, write a script, give your logic, whatever you can execute all the test cases. Just put SSS, save the XLS and run. It will run one by one all the test cases, pass the data, give the assertion from XLS. You can sort out the different test cases according to different your test types, like smoke text, functional text, and regression. So this is pretty much hybrid approach, I can say, and good to start with your automation. So that's it, guys, for today. This is about basic simple framework. If you have any doubt, I am posting the same videos here. You can check it out. If you have any doubt, just send me your queries. You can start a discussion using this chat section, or you can contact me anytime. Thank you for watching the videos. Please subscribe my channel so you will get the notification of the further videos. Thanks guys.